First contact shock. The vast emptiness of space shimmered with an eerie green glow as the Nixilian exploration fleet approached the edges of an uncharted star system. Captain Zixara, a veteran of countless first contact missions, stood on the bridge of the lead ship, her iridescent scales reflecting the light of nearby consoles. Report, First Officer Kale, Zixara commanded, her compound eyes fixed on the holographic display before her. Kale, a younger Nixilian with eager antennae, responded promptly. Captain, we're detecting signs of a technologically advanced civilization on the third planet from the system's star. However, their energy signatures are puzzling. Zixara's head tilted in curiosity. Puzzling how, Cal? Well, they seem to rely heavily on primitive combustion technologies, yet there are sporadic bursts of highly advanced energy readings that our systems can't quite categorize. The captain's interest was piqued. In her centuries of exploration, she'd never encountered such a contradictory technological profile. Fascinating. Perhaps they're on the cusp of a major breakthrough. Prepare the diplomatic corps for first contact procedures. As the Nixilian fleet drew closer to Earth, alarms blared in military installations across the globe. In the heart of the United Earth Defense Command, Admiral Lydia Chen stared at the massive screens displaying the approaching alien armada, her expression a mask of determination. "How many?" she asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Lieutenant Santos, her aide, swallowed hard before responding. 27 vessels, ma'am. Various sizes, but the largest it's over 3 kilometers long. Chen's eyes narrowed. Humanity had long prepared for this moment, but now that it was here, the sheer scale of the alien presence was overwhelming. Alert all global defense networks. Bring the Avalon array online, but do not engage unless explicitly ordered. As Chen issued her commands, a flurry of activity erupted in command centers worldwide. Deep beneath the Rockies, in a facility unknown to all but the highest echelons of government, Dr. Amit Patel received the alert on his quantum-encrypted comm device. "It's time," he muttered, his heart racing as he turned to his team of engineers and scientists. "Initiate Project Thunderbolt." Across the globe, massive structures hidden beneath innocuous-looking military bases began to hum with energy. The Avalon Array, Earth's best-kept secret and ultimate defense, was awakening. Back in space, Captain Zixara was preparing to broadcast a message of peace to the planet below when Kale suddenly cried out in alarm. "Captain, energy spike detected on the planet's surface. Multiple locations. By the cosmic harmonies, I've never seen anything like this before." Before Zixara could respond, space itself seemed to warp around them. Streaks of blinding light erupted from the planet's surface, each moving at velocities that defied Nixilian understanding of physics. "Evasive maneuvers," Zixara bellowed, her training kicking in despite her shock. But it was too late. The railgun projectiles, launched from Earth's surface at speeds exceeding Mach 50, tore through the void. They weren't aimed directly at the Nixilian ships, but their trajectory brought them alarmingly close. A clear warning shot. As the fleet scrambled to reposition, Zixara's mind raced. This primitive species, barely able to leave their own planet, possessed weapons of unimaginable power. How was this possible? On Earth, Admiral Chen watched the aliens' reaction with a mixture of satisfaction and concern. "Hold fire," she ordered. "Let's see how they respond." Dr. Patel's voice crackled over the comm. "Admiral, the Avalon Array performed beyond our wildest expectations. The alien shields didn't even register the projectiles until they were nearly upon them." Chen allowed herself a small smile. Humanity's greatest achievement, born from the fusion of cutting-edge physics and engineering, had just announced their presence to the cosmos in the most dramatic way possible. In the depths of space, Captain Zixara made a decision that would alter the course of galactic history. "Stand down all weapons," she commanded. "Prepare a tight beam communication to the planet. It seems we have greatly underestimated these humans." As the message was crafted, Zix-Era couldn't shake the feeling that the galaxy as she knew it was about to change forever. These humans, with their contradictory technology and unthinkable weapons, were unlike any species the Nixilians had encountered in their long history of exploration. On Earth, tensions remained high as the alien fleet regrouped. In command centers and government offices around the world, leaders debated their next move. The Avalon Array had proven its worth, but would it be enough if the aliens decided to attack in earnest? Admiral Chen, her eyes never leaving the tactical displays, spoke into her community. Dr. Patel, I need options. If they come in hot, can we repel a full-scale assault? There was a moment of silence before Pavel responded. The array exceeded our expectations, Admiral, but it has limitations. We designed it as a deterrent, not for prolonged combat. If they have similar technology hidden away, we could be in trouble. Chen nodded grimly. Understood. Keep the array primed, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. As Earth's leaders strategized, Captain Zix-Era received clearance from her superiors to initiate direct communication. With a mixture of trepidation and curiosity, she began broadcasting a message on multiple frequencies, hoping the humans would understand. People of Earth, the message began, translated into various human languages by the Nixilians' advanced linguistic systems. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship. We apologize for any alarm our presence may have caused. Your demonstration of power has been noted. We request a dialogue to prevent any further misunderstandings. As the message reached Earth, a new wave of activity swept across the planet. Linguists and cryptographers worked feverishly to analyze and respond to the alien communication. Political leaders huddled with military advisors, weighing the risks and potential benefits of engagement. In her command center, Admiral Chen received the translated message. She turned to her team, her expression a mask of determination. Well, folks, it looks like we got their attention. Now comes the hard part, figuring out if we can trust them, and if they can trust us. As the first part of this cosmic encounter drew to a close, both humans and Nixilians found themselves on the brink of a new era. The revelation of Earth's hidden strength had set the stage for a complex dance of diplomacy, technology, and potential conflict. The next moves would determine not just the fate of two species, but possibly the future of the entire galaxy. Galactic ripples. News of the encounter between the Nixilian exploration fleet and Earth spread through the galaxy like wildfire. In the grand halls of the Galactic Conclave, representatives from 100 different species gathered to discuss the implications of this new player on the cosmic stage. Arconian Delegate Thrix, his crystalline form shimmering with agitation, addressed the assembly. Esteemed colleagues, we cannot ignore the threat posed by these humans. A species capable of developing such weapons while still bound to their homeworld is unprecedented. We must take action before they spread beyond their system. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber, but they were cut short by the calm voice of Zorian Ambassador Elia. Her bioluminescent tendrils pulsed gently as she spoke. Let us not be hasty, Delegate Thrix. The humans have shown restraint. They could have destroyed the Nixilian fleet, yet they chose to communicate. We should approach this situation with diplomacy, not fear. As the debate raged on, Earth found itself at the center of a galactic controversy it was barely aware of. In the 2 weeks since first contact, humanity had been in a frenzy of preparation and negotiation. Admiral Chen stood before the United Nations Security Council, her uniform crisp and her expression grave. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough the delicacy of our situation. Yes, the Avalon Array gave us a strong opening move, but we're playing a game we barely understand against opponents with millennia of experience. UN Secretary-General Adebayo leaned forward, his brow furrowed. What do you propose, Admiral? Chen activated a holographic display, showing a map of Earth's solar system with dozens of alien signals clustered at its edges. We need to expand our defenses beyond Earth. The Moon, Mars, the asteroid belt. We need to secure our entire system. And we need to do it fast. Dr. Patel, now a key figure in Earth's technological leap forward, chimed in. We've been analyzing the data from our brief exchanges with the Nixilians. Their FTL technology, their energy manipulation, it's centuries beyond us in some areas. But he paused, a glint of excitement in his eyes. We think we can adapt some of it to enhance the Avalon Array. As Earth scrambled to fortify its position, the galaxy watched and waited. Some saw opportunity, others threat. On the desert world of Kareth, arms dealers and mercenaries gathered in smoky cantinas, drawn by rumors of the humans' fearsome weapons. Draz, a grizzled Saurian veteran, nursed a drink as he listened to the chatter around him. I heard they can hit a ship in hyperspace. One voice whispered. Impossible. Another scoffed. Draz remained silent, his reptilian eyes narrowed in thought. If even half the rumors were true, the humans would upset the balance of power that had held for millennia. And where there was chaos, there was profit. In the gleaming spires of Helix Prime, homeworld of the Zorian Collective, scientists pored over the scant data available on human technology. Professor Lin, her tendrils twitching with excitement, addressed her colleagues. The human approach to physics is unorthodox. They've made leaps in areas we considered theoretical while missing fundamental principles we take for granted. Imagine what we could learn from them. But not all reactions were of fear or fascination. On the fringes of known space, the swarm stirred. A vast, insectoid hive mind that consumed all in its path, the swarm had long avoided conflict with the major galactic powers. Now, its countless eyes turned towards the Milky Way with newfound hunger. If the established order was to be disrupted, perhaps it was time to expand once more. Back on Earth, the first official diplomatic meeting with the Nixilians was about to begin. The International Space Station, hastily upgraded and expanded, served as neutral ground. Admiral Chen, along with a carefully selected team of scientists, diplomats, and military advisors, prepared to board the shuttle that would take them to the rendezvous. Dr. Patel approached Chen, his tablet clutched tightly in his hands. Admiral, we've made a breakthrough. We think we can adapt the Nixilian shield technology to create a defense against their faster-than-light travel. If we can implement it in time, it would give us a significant advantage in negotiations. Chen nodded, a grim smile on her face. Good work, Doctor. We'll need every edge we can get. She turned to address the assembled team. Remember, we're not just representing our individual nations up there. We're representing humanity. The decisions we make today will echo through history. Let's make sure we get it right. As the shuttle lifted off, carrying Earth's representatives to their date with destiny, the planet below held its breath. In homes and offices, on streets and in fields, billions of humans watched the sky, aware for the first time that they were not alone in the universe, and that the universe was watching them back. In the depths of space, Captain Zix-Era prepared for the meeting with a mixture of anticipation and dread. The humans had proven far more complex than any species the Nixilians had encountered before. Their technological prowess was intimidating, yet they seemed genuinely interested in peaceful exchange. It was a paradox that threatened to upend centuries of Nixilian diplomatic doctrine. Captain, Kale interrupted her thoughts. We're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Conclave. They're ordering us to limit our interactions with the humans and prepare for possible containment protocols. Zixera's scales rippled with concern. Containment? Surely they can't be serious. The humans have shown no signs of aggression beyond their initial display. Cal's antennae drooped. The Conclave seems to view them as a potential threat to galactic stability. There's talk of imposing sanctions, restricting their access to interstellar travel. That would be a grave mistake, Zix-Era muttered. She knew the humans well enough now to understand that any attempt to cage them would be met with fierce resistance. And given what she'd seen of their capabilities, such a conflict could tear the galaxy apart. As the Nixilian ship docked with the International Space Station, Zix-Era made a decision that would alter the course of galactic history. She would not just be a diplomat today. She would be an advocate for humanity. The galaxy wasn't ready for humans. True, but perhaps that was exactly what it needed. The airlock cycled, and two worlds met face to face for the first time. Admiral Chen stepped forward, her hand outstretched in the human gesture of greeting. Captain Zixera, welcome to humanity's home among the stars. Zixera extended her own appendage, marveling at the strange symmetry of the moment. Admiral Chen, the honor is ours. May this meeting mark the beginning of a new era for both our peoples and for the galaxy itself. As the delegates from two worlds began their historic dialogue, ripples of change spread across the cosmos. In the shadowy corners of distant worlds, ancient powers stirred from their slumber, their attention drawn by the newcomers who dared to challenge the status quo. The galaxy held its breath, knowing that nothing would ever be the same again. For humanity, it was a moment of triumph and trepidation. They had announced their presence on the galactic stage with a bang. But now came the real test. Could they navigate the treacherous waters of interstellar politics? Could they forge alliances, avoid wars, and carve out a place for themselves among the stars? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: the age of Earth's isolation was over. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, armed with ingenuity, determination, and a few tricks that nobody saw coming. The galaxy wasn't ready for humans with railguns. True, but ready or not, humanity had arrived. Technological exchange. 6 months after the historic first contact, Earth had become a hub of frenetic activity. The initial shock of meeting alien life had given way to an unprecedented era of scientific and technological exchange. In research centers around the globe, human scientists worked alongside Nixilian experts, each group marveling at the other's approach to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, head of the newly formed Xenotechnology Integration Division, stood before a holographic display in her lab beneath MIT. The image showed a complex network of energy pathways, a hybrid of human and Nixilian design. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" she mused to her Nixilian counterpart, Science Officer Nix. "Your people's understanding of quantum fields is revolutionary, but combining it with our approach to particle acceleration, that's where the real magic happens." Nix's compound eyes shifted, a sign of agreement in Nix. Nix's compound eyes shifted, a sign of agreement in Nixilian body language. "Indeed, Dr. Rodriguez, your species' approach to physics is unorthodox, but undeniably effective. I must admit, when I first saw your railgun technology, I thought it was impossible. Now, I'm beginning to understand that impossible means something very different to humans." Elena laughed, a sound that still fascinated Nix with its complexity. "That's us in a nutshell, Nix. Tell us something's impossible, and we'll find a way to do it out of sheer stubbornness." Their banter was interrupted by a priority alert on Elena's comm device. Admiral Chen's face appeared on the screen, her expression grave. "Dr. Rodriguez, we need you and Officer Nix in the war room immediately. There's been a development." Minutes later, Elena and Nix joined a tense gathering of Earth's top military and scientific minds. Admiral Chen stood at the head of the table, her posture rigid. "Ladies, gentlemen, and honored allies, we've received word from Captain Zixera. The Galactic Conclave has voted to impose sanctions on Earth, citing concerns about our rapid technological advancement." A murmur of disbelief and anger rippled through the room. Dr. Patel, his usual enthusiasm dampened, spoke up. "Sanctions? On what grounds? We've been nothing but cooperative since first contact." Chen's expression hardened. "Apparently, our cooperative nature is part of the problem. We're advancing too quickly for their comfort. There's talk of restricting our access to FTL technology, limiting our expansion beyond the solar system." Nix's antennae drooped, a sign of distress. "This is unprecedented. Never in our history has the Conclave moved to contain a species like this. I fear some factions see you as a threat to the established order." Elena felt a surge of determination. Then we'll just have to prove them wrong. Admiral, what if we could show them that our technology isn't just for defense? What if we could demonstrate that human ingenuity, combined with alien knowledge, could solve problems that have plagued the galaxy for centuries? Chen raised an eyebrow. I'm listening, Doctor. Elena activated the holodisplay, bringing up schematics of the latest human Nixilian hybrid technology. We've been focusing on adapting alien tech to enhance our defenses, but what if we turned that brilliance towards something more universal? She manipulated the display, showing a simulation of a massive energy converter. This is a theoretical design for a device that could stabilize dying stars, preventing supernovas and saving billions of lives. It's based on our railgun principles, combined with Nixilian energy manipulation techniques. The room fell silent as the implications stank in. Dr. Patel was the first to speak, his voice filled with awe. Elena, if we could make this work, it would revolutionize astrophysics. We could reshape the very fabric of the galaxy. Admiral Chen nodded slowly, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. A weapon of mass construction instead of destruction. It's ambitious, Doctor, but it might be exactly what we need. How soon can you have a working prototype? Elena shared a look with Nix, an unspoken understanding passing between them. With round-the-clock work and full cooperation between our teams, maybe 3 months. Make it 2, Chen ordered. I'll inform the UN and arrange for a demonstration for the Galactic Conclave. If we can pull this off, it might just change their minds about humanity's place in the cosmos. As the meeting adjourned, Elena and Nix hurried back to their lab, minds already racing with calculations and possibilities. They both knew the stakes couldn't be higher. The future of human-alien relations, perhaps the future of the galaxy itself, rested on their ability to turn theory into reality. Across the solar system, other collaborations were bearing fruit. On Mars, a joint human-Nixilian terraforming project was making unprecedented progress. The red planet's atmosphere was already showing signs of thickening, and the first patches of genetically engineered lichen were taking hold in the equatorial regions. In orbit around Jupiter, a massive space station was taking shape, built with a fusion of human and alien engineering. It would serve as humanity's first true stepping stone to the stars, a symbol of their newfound place in the galactic community. But not all was proceeding smoothly. In the asteroid belt, a group of human separatists had seized control of a mining outpost, declaring themselves free from alien influence. Their leaders spouted xenophobic rhetoric, calling for humanity to reject alien knowledge and rely solely on their own strength. And beyond the edges of the solar system, other forces were stirring. The Arconian Imperium, long-standing rivals of the Nixilians, watched Earth's rise with growing alarm. Their spies infiltrated human and Nixilian facilities, seeking to steal secrets and sow discord. The Swarm, too, was on the move. Its vast fleets had begun probing the outer reaches of known space, testing the defenses of frontier worlds. Many in the Galactic Conclave feared that Earth's disruption of the status quo had emboldened the hive mind, setting the stage for a potential invasion. Back on Earth, in the depths of her lab, Elena worked tirelessly on the star stabilizer prototype. She knew that the device represented more than just a scientific breakthrough. It was a statement to the galaxy, proof that humanity's ingenuity, combined with the knowledge of the cosmos, could be a force for creation rather than destruction. As she made a final adjustment to the quantum field generator, Elena felt a surge of pride and determination. Humanity had been thrust onto the galactic stage, armed with railguns, and a stubborn refusal to back down. Now, they would show the cosmos that those same traits could be turned towards building a better future for all species. The galaxy might not have been ready for humans with railguns, but it would soon discover that humanity's true strength lay not in their weapons, but in their boundless capacity for innovation and their unwavering spirit in the face of challenges. As the star stabilizer hummed to life, Elena knew that this was just the beginning. The next chapter in humanity's cosmic adventure was about to unfold, and it promised to be more extraordinary than anyone, human or alien, could have imagined. Looming conflict. The galactic conclave chamber buzzed with tension as delegates from across the cosmos gathered for an emergency session. At the center of the vast amphitheater, a holographic display showed the impossible. A dying star, its volatile core suddenly calmed, its death throes halted by an invisible force. Arconian delegate Thrix's crystalline form vibrated with barely contained fury. This changes nothing. The humans have merely proven how dangerous they truly are. Today they calm a star. Tomorrow, they could extinguish one. Zorian Ambassador Elia's bioluminescent tendrils pulsed with calm determination. Colleague Thrix, you missed the point entirely. The humans have taken a weapon of war and turned it into a tool of salvation. They've done in months what our finest minds couldn't achieve in centuries. As the debate raged, Earth's delegation stood stoically. Admiral Chen, flanked by Dr. Rodriguez and Nix, waited for the right moment to speak. When the chamber finally fell silent, Chen stepped forward, her voice carrying across the vast space. Esteemed members of the conclave, we come before you not as conquerors or disruptors, but as partners. The Star Stabilizer is but one example of what humanity can offer to the galactic community. We seek not to dominate, but to contribute, to learn, and to grow alongside you all. Her words seemed to resonate with many of the delegates, but Thrix was not swayed. Pretty words, Admiral, but actions speak louder. Your kind has spread through your system like a virus, building weapons platforms and warships. You speak of peace while preparing for war. Chen's eyes narrowed. We prepare to defend ourselves, Delegate Thrix, as any prudent species would. The galaxy can be a dangerous place, as you well know. The veiled accusation hung in the air. It was no secret that the Arconian Imperium had been expanding aggressively in recent years, absorbing smaller species into their crystalline collective. Before Thrix could retort, alarms blared throughout the chamber. A harried aide rushed to the central platform, whispering urgently to the conclave arbiter. The ancient Vexor's eyes widened, all 6 of them blinking in rapid succession. Esteemed delegates, the arbiter's voice boomed, we have received an urgent communication. The swarm has launched a massive offensive against the Outer Rim worlds. Multiple sectors have already fallen. Chaos erupted in the chamber. Delegates shouted, some in fear, others in anger. Through it all, Admiral Chen stood firm, her mind racing. This was a nightmare scenario, but also an opportunity. Arbiter, Chen called out, her voice cutting through the din. Earth stands ready to assist. Our fleets may be small, but our weapons are powerful. We offer our full support to defend against this threat. The chamber fell silent, all eyes turning to the human delegation. Thrix sputtered in disbelief. You would trust these upstarts with the defense of the galaxy. They'll turn on us the moment the swarm is defeated. Elia's tendrils flared brightly. And what alternative do you propose, Thrix? Shall we bicker amongst ourselves while the swarm devours world after world? The humans have shown us their power and their intentions. I, for one, welcome their aid. The arbiter raised a gnarled hand for silence. The conclave will recess to discuss this development. Earth's offer will be considered, along with all other options. As the delegates filed out, Chen turned to her team. This is it, she said quietly. Everything we've worked for comes down to this moment. If they accept our help, we prove ourselves to the galaxy. If they refuse, Dr. Rodriguez finished the thought. If they refuse, we might have to face the swarm alone when it reaches our borders. Nix's antennae twitched nervously. The swarm has never launched an offensive on this scale before. Something must have changed, emboldened them. Chen's expression hardened. Or someone provoked them deliberately to force a crisis. The implications hung heavily in the air. If Chen's suspicions were correct, then this was more than just an alien invasion. It was a carefully orchestrated attempt to reshape the balance of power in the galaxy, with humanity caught in the crossfire. As they waited for the Conclave's decision, reports flooded in from across the cosmos. The swarm's advance was relentless, consuming entire star systems in its path. Refugee ships choked the space lanes, fleeing worlds that had stood for millennia. On Earth, military installations hummed with activity. The Avalon Array, now expanded to cover the entire solar system, stood ready. Fleets of ships, a blend of human ingenuity and alien technology, prepared for deployment. In labs and factories, scientists and engineers worked feverishly, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Dr. Patil coordinated the global effort from his command center beneath the Rockies. "Status report," he barked, his usual genial demeanor replaced by grim determination. "Star stabilizer production is at 200% capacity, sir," an aide reported. "We've adapted the design into a portable version that can be fitted to our larger ships." Patel nodded. "Good. And the FTL interceptors?" "Final testing phase, sir. If they work as designed, we'll be able to knock swarm ships out of hyperspace before they can react." A surge of pride swelled in Patel's chest. In just a few short years, humanity had leaped centuries ahead technologically. But would it be enough? In orbit, Captain Zixera paced the bridge of her ship, torn between loyalty to the Conclave and her growing respect for humanity. She had seen firsthand the wonders humans could achieve when pushed to their limits, but she had also glimpsed the darkness that lurked beneath their innovation, the capacity for destruction that had given birth to the Railguns. As the Conclave deliberated, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Would they accept Earth's offer of aid, forging a new alliance in the face of an overwhelming threat? Or would fear and suspicion drive them to reject humanity, potentially dooming both to face the swarm alone? In the depths of space, at the edge of known territory, a lone human scout ship picked up a distress signal. As the crew moved to investigate, they had no way of knowing that they were about to uncover a secret that would shake the foundations of galactic civilization and thrust humanity into a conflict beyond anything they had ever imagined. The looming conflict was more than just a test of military might. It was a crucible in which the true nature of humanity would be revealed. Would they rise to the challenge, using their newfound power to protect and preserve? Or would the pressures of interstellar war twist their innovative spirit into something darker? As Admiral Chen waited for the Conclave's decision, she knew that the next few hours would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the future of the entire galaxy. Humanity had surprised the cosmos once with their railguns. Now they prepared to do it again, this time by saving the very stars themselves. Humanity's stand. The vast emptiness of space erupted into chaos as the combined fleets of Earth and its alien allies engaged the swarm. Streaks of light crisscrossed the void. Human railgun projectiles, Nixilian energy beams, and the bioorganic projectiles of the insectoid invaders. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the EF's Horizon, Earth's most advanced battleship. The tactical display before her showed a sea of red icons representing the swarm, with pockets of blue denoting the Allied forces. "Status report," Chen barked, her eyes never leaving the display. Captain Yura Reeves, a veteran of Earth's early skirmishes with alien pirates, responded crisply. "The Avalon Array is operating at full capacity, Admiral. We've successfully disrupted 3 swarm flanking maneuvers. The Nixilian and Zorian fleets are holding the center, but they're taking heavy losses." Chen nodded grimly. The battle had been raging for hours, and despite their advanced technology, the Allies were being pushed back by the sheer numbers of the swarm. But humanity had one last card to play. "It's time," Chen declared. "Deploy the Starburst." Hours later, as the dust of battle settled, representatives from every major galactic power gathered aboard the Horizon. The mood was tense, a mixture of relief at the swarm's defeat and uncertainty about what would come next. Admiral Chen stood at the head of the conference table, flanked by Dr. Rodriguez and Nix. Across from them sat the Swarm Queen, her massive form contained within a specially designed chamber. The alien monarch's compound eyes darted nervously, taking in the assembled delegates. "Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed beings," Chen began, her voice carrying the weight of recent events. "Today marks a turning point in galactic history, not just because we've halted the swarm's advance, but because of what we've discovered in the process." She nodded to Alina, who stepped forward. "During our infiltration of the swarm command ship, we made a startling discovery. The Queen wasn't acting of her own volition. She was being controlled." A murmur of shock rippled through the assembled delegates. Arconian delegate Thrix's crystalline form vibrated with disbelief. "Controlled? By whom? And how could you possibly know this?" Elena activated a holographic display, showing a complex network of energy signatures. "We detected these patterns within the Queen's neural network. They're consistent with a highly advanced form of psychic manipulation. Someone was pulling the strings, using the swarm as a weapon." Zorian Ambassador Elia's tendrils pulsed with concern. But who would have both the power and the motive to do such a thing? Chen's expression hardened. "We have our suspicions, but that's not the most important issue right now. What matters is that we've freed the Queen from this influence. And in doing so, we've opened up an unprecedented opportunity." All eyes turned to the Swarm Queen. For a moment, the chamber was silent. Then, to everyone's shock, the Queen spoke. Her voice was a strange harmony of clicks and vibrations, translated by the ship's advanced systems. "For eons, my kind has known only consumption and expansion," the Queen said, her words heavy with remorse. "We were driven by an insatiable hunger that we never questioned. But now, freed from the compulsion that has guided us for so long, I see clearly for the first time. The destruction we've caused, the lives we've taken, it must end." The delegates exchanged looks of astonishment. Thrix was the first to recover. "You expect us to believe this convenient change of heart, after all the swarm has done?" Chen held up a hand for calm. "We don't expect trust to come easily. But consider this, if we can work with the swarm instead of against them, we could reshape the very fabric of our galaxy. Their ability to transform worlds, combined with our technology and the collective knowledge of all our civilizations, we could restore dead planets, create new habitats, explore further than ever before." The chamber erupted into heated debate. Some delegates were vehemently opposed to any alliance with the swarm, while others saw the potential benefits. Through it all, Chen stood firm, her gaze moving from face to face. "I know this isn't an easy decision," she said once the clamor had died down. "But look at what we've already accomplished by working together. Humanity, the newcomers you once feared, fighting alongside the oldest civilizations in the galaxy. We stopped the unstoppable swarm not through superior firepower, but by understanding and connection." She gestured to the star-filled viewport. "Out there are wonders we've only begun to imagine, and threats we've yet to face. We can meet them divided, clinging to old fears and rivalries, or we can forge a new path together. The choice is ours." As the delegates considered her words, Dr. Patel's voice came through on a private channel. "Admiral, you need to see this." A new hologram appeared, showing a distant sector of space. At first, it seemed empty, but then Chen saw it. A distortion, like a ripple in the fabric of reality itself. "What am I looking at, Doctor?" Chen asked, her voice low. Patel's reply was grim. "We're not sure, but based on the energy readings, we think it might be a portal of some kind. And it's growing." Chen felt a chill run down her spine. Even as they debated the future of known space, something new and potentially catastrophic was lurking on the horizon. Whatever was coming through that portal, she knew humanity and its allies would need to be united to face it. She turned back to the assembled delegates, her resolve stronger than ever. "My friends, we stand at a crossroads. The threats we've faced, the battles we've won, they may pale in comparison to what's coming. We can face it as a fragmented galaxy or as a united force. The choice is yours." As the delegates began to nod, one by one, Chen allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had come to the galactic stage armed with railguns, but their true strength had proven to be something far more powerful: the ability to unite, to innovate, and to see possibility where others saw only threat. The galaxy hadn't been ready for humans with railguns. Now it would have to be ready for something even more extraordinary. A coalition of species, former enemies turned allies, ready to face whatever the universe might throw at them. As the first signatures were placed on the newly drafted Galactic Alliance Charter, Chen's thoughts turned to the future. They had survived first contact, averted a war, and reshaped the balance of power in the cosmos. But she knew this was only the beginning. Somewhere out there, beyond the portal, a new chapter of their cosmic adventure was about to unfold. And this time, humanity and its allies would face it together, armed not just with railguns, but with understanding, unity, and an unshakable determination to forge a better future among the stars. The galaxy may not have been ready for humans with railguns, but it was about to discover that humanity's greatest weapon was never their technology. It was their indomitable spirit and their capacity to turn enemies into allies, challenges into opportunities, and the unknown into a frontier of endless possibility. As the newly formed Galactic Alliance prepared to face whatever lay beyond the mysterious portal, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again. And humanity, the upstart species that had arrived on the galactic stage with a bang, was ready to lead the charge into a new era of exploration, cooperation, and discovery. The end, or perhaps just the beginning.